So let's talk about AI. It's not some far-off thing on the horizon anymore, is it? It's here. It's right on your screen, and it is totally changing how we all work. In this explainer, we're going to meet your new AI assistant, Gemini. We'll dive into how it can seriously boost your productivity and your creativity, all inside the tools you already use every day.
Okay, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll tackle that big question. Is AI at work overwhelming or empowering? Then we'll properly meet Gemini and see it in action. After that, we'll peek at some really powerful specialized tools, cover the super important topic of security, and then we'll wrap up with how you can have your very first chat with it. Look, I get it. The whole AI thing can feel, well, a little overwhelming. It's a huge shift, and it's all happening so fast. But what if we flip that? Instead of being a source of stress, think of this as one of the biggest opportunities we've ever had, to work smarter, not harder. So what does this opportunity actually look like in real life? Well, according to Google's own research, it looks like this number right here, 1.75 hours. That's the average time people using generative AI are saving every single day. Just take a second and think about what you could do with all that time back. All right, let's just tackle the elephant in the room, shall we? The big fear for a lot of people is this thing going to replace my job? But the reality we're actually seeing is that AI is a tool to make your unique skills even better, not to replace you. And that other fear, that it's too complex? Honestly, using it is designed to feel like you're just having a conversation. It's a collaborator, not a competitor. So, how do we get to that reality? How do we make sure it feels like a collaboration? Well, that's exactly where Gemini comes in. It's not some separate, scary program you have to go figure out. The best way to think of it is as an assistant, a partner, that's built to work right alongside you. And this is the absolute key. Gemini lives inside the Google Workspace apps you're already an expert in, Gmail, Docs, Sheets. There's no new software to install, no big learning curve. It's just there, woven right into your workflow, which makes getting started incredibly easy. Okay, so what can you actually do with this thing? Well, think about all the stuff you do every day, from helping you write that tricky email to organizing a messy spreadsheet or even creating a totally original image for a presentation from scratch. Gemini is built to help with all of it, summarizing long documents, making meetings more productive, and just generally speeding up your entire workflow.
That all sounds cool, but what does it really look like? Let's make this concrete. We're going to walk through a few real-world examples for different jobs to see exactly how Gemini can supercharge a totally normal workday.
Okay, picture this. You're a project manager. You just got off a super long call. Instead of spending the next half hour typing up notes, you just give Gemini the transcript and a simple prompt like this one. And bam, in seconds, you get back a perfect summary with clear action items. Done. Or hey, maybe you're in HR. You need to get a new job posting out, like yesterday. You can just ask Gemini to draft a compelling description, with all the key responsibilities and qualifications. It just does the heavy lifting for you, so you can get on with your day. One more for you, marketing. Ever stare at a blank page just waiting for inspiration to strike? Yeah, we've all been there. Well, now you can use Gemini as your brainstorming buddy. Ask it for some ideas for a new product, and instantly you've got a whole list of creative starting points. It's a real game changer. Okay, so that's the day-to-day stuff inside your apps. But what if you want to go a little deeper? Let's look at a couple of specialized tools that let you build some seriously powerful and customized workflows. First up, there's this really cool tool called Notebook LM. The best way to think about it is like your own personal research assistant. But here's the magic part. It works only with the documents and sources you give it. This means it becomes an instant expert on your specific project, not the entire internet. And one of the coolest features in Notebook LM is how it can take a super dense, let's say 30-page report, and instantly turn it into an interactive mind map. This lets you see the whole big picture at a glance, and then you can just click around to dive into the details that matter most to you. It's amazing. All right, next up, let's talk about gems. This is where things get really personal and cool. If you have a task you do over and over, you can create a gem for it. A gem is basically a version of Gemini that you've trained to be an expert on one specific thing, like a creative writing coach or a marketing copy editor. And you might think creating your own little AI expert sounds complicated, but it's actually super simple. You give it a name, write a few sentences telling it how to act, and you can even give it a few files to study. That's it. Then you just start chatting. Okay, let's pause for a second and talk about something that's probably on your mind because it's absolutely critical: data security. When we start bringing AI into our work, we have to know our information is safe. So let's be crystal clear about how this all works. I want you to really hear this because it's a direct quote from Google's own documents. This is the foundation of everything. Let's say it again. Your data is your data. When you use Gemini in Workspace, you own it, you control it, period. So what does that really mean for you? Well, it means your stuff, your emails, your documents, everything you type, stays right where it belongs, inside your secure workspace. It's never, ever used for ads, and it's not used to train the big AI models unless you explicitly say it's okay. Your information stays yours. And look, we gotta have a quick reality check here. As amazing as this tech is, it's not perfect. It's a powerful collaborator, but it is not a replacement for your expertise and your judgment. You are always the final decision maker, so it's super important to review and double check any critical info it gives you. Oh, okay, we've covered a ton of ground, right? From what Gemini is, to what it can do, to how it keeps your stuff safe. So really, there's only one thing left to do, and that's for you to give it a try. The whole goal here is to make getting started as easy as possible. And you know what? It really is this simple. You don't have to be some kind of prompt engineer or tech genius. The next time you're in a Google Doc or Gmail, just open up that Gemini panel and start a conversation. You can literally just say, hello, and see what happens. So that brings us right back to where we started. That extra time in your day. If you really had almost 2 extra hours every single day, what would you do with it? What new idea would you finally have time to explore? What big project would you tackle? That's the real potential here. So the question is, what will you create?